Have you ever heard anyone say, "I was triggered," or "you triggered me"? Well, today we're going to talk about what it means to be triggered. Have you ever heard someone say, "I was triggered," or "this triggered me"? So what does that mean? What does it mean to be triggered? So the definition of a trigger is something that occurs that usually happens preceding something that influences or causes something that comes after the trigger. And so a trigger is something that influences a behavior or an emotion or any experience that comes after the trigger. So in our life, anything can be a trigger. So we can say, well, this person cut me off on the road driving the car and caused me to feel scared or caused me to feel angry. So the person driving the car and them cutting me off on the highway would be the trigger to that emotion. Or if I got upset and I yelled at the person or gave them some kind of gesture, their behavior would be a trigger to my behavior. So here's the question, though. Does the trigger cause the emotion or the behavior? Or is it something else? And as we've talked with emotions, emotions aren't caused by a trigger or an antecedent or the event. It's our thoughts about that antecedent or our thoughts about the trigger. So this is actually a pretty simple concept to understand, which is there are things that are influencing us all of the time. And everything that we experience, a conversation with another person, watching something on TV, listening to something on the radio or a song, everything that happens around us are triggers. There are things that influence our thoughts, that bring to mind memories of past experiences or events that influence the emotions that we have and the choices that we make and the actions that we take in the present. So the important thing to remember is that triggers don't control us. Triggers in and of themselves, remember this, the trigger or the antecedent, the event, in this case the trigger, whatever that is, in and of itself means nothing until we attach meaning to that. And we do that with our thoughts. So if we find things that are triggering us in a negative way in our life, by bringing that to our conscious awareness, we can go back to that trigger. We can explore the meanings that we're attaching to that. We can ask ourselves, why am I attaching that meaning to the trigger? Could I attach a different meaning to it, which would give me a different emotion, which would give me a different response, which would allow me to experience more of what I want in life, which is happiness, improved relationships, more success in all areas of our life. So understanding that about triggers is a way of us taking back control over our life instead of giving the control away to those external events that occur around us. Thanks again for watching. Go ahead and like the video, make a comment down below, and we'll see you again tomorrow.